Real Madrid, Manchester United, now Bayern. Will Harry Kane finally leave Tottenham? Tottenham have just rejected another bid from Bayern. 75 million plus adds on. Levy still wants around 100 million or over. Will Harry Kane stay and leave for free next summer? What is going on with Harry Kane? You guys tell me. You let me know. And in here for another video with my special guests. Another one with Harry Kane. My brother, what is going on with Harry Kane? What is going on with Tottenham?
Tottenham, man, this is a very weird situation because let's just context this. At the start of the window, we were here. Madrid go for him. Benzema's leaving. Then they're out the race. No, they weren't going for him.
Tottenham was asking for too much money, yeah.
And United, well, that was actually, I think that was actually the first one that actually they were at the race because, well, that I think happened 2 weeks ago. United didn't want him because they were too much as well. Now, Bayern Munich, I think they will probably most likely be the team to get him in. I think Bayern will have the money. And I think this is the Levy thing, right? Levy wants to sell to a club outside Europe. Like, I think he wants to sell to a club outside Europe because, trust me, in the Premier League, he's banging 40 goals. Imagine him. He scored 30 goals with the Tottenham side. Imagine him in an actual Man City, Man United side. Oh,
absolutely. I think he would score about 55 goals in the Bundesliga.
And that's the thing. And look, you're guaranteed. The reason to go to Bayern Munich is simple. You're winning trophies, guaranteed trophies actually. Top scorer every year if you actually go for it. Like, and you're going to be the main man at Bayern Munich. I think he's going to be the main man to score the goals. And I do think he will win a trophy for once at Bundesliga. Like, I know the Bundesliga is a farmers league, blah, but it's still a trophy, and he needs one trophy at least. And look, this is because I think he wants to break the Alan Shearer record. Right? That's the thing. He wants to break that record. But this is the thing. Would you rather want to break a record but have no trophies for it? Or would you want to have trophies with you? And he still has decent stats. That's not lying. He has quality stats. He just needs that trophy. And with Bayern Munich, I think he'll guarantee trophies. You're going to guarantee at least Bundesliga every year. Now that Dortmund have bottled another league. I do not know. Like, it's...
Do you know what? Obviously, it's common sense. The reason Levy is asking for over 100 million is because he doesn't want to sell Kane. Because he's 29. He's almost 13 years old, right? He's coming into his last maybe 4 or 5 years, you know, of his at a high level, right? And don't get me wrong, we've mentioned this plenty of times. I think Harry Kane is an absolutely fantastic striker. Very complete striker. I mean, this guy would do everywhere. He would smash with Bayern. Let's not forget, one of the biggest clubs in the world. Also, he would be able to compete as well to win that big trophies, you know, the Champions League, right? It would be good as well for his legacy. And when you see it, like you mentioned, you know, he just breaking record and after record without winning a trophy. Even if he goes to Bundesliga, wins the German Cup, Bundesliga.
The thing is, people won't be looking like 10 years' time from now. He stays at Spurs. I mean, obviously, he won't stay at Spurs. He's going to be a free agent next summer. But Spurs, for me, if Spurs sell Harry Kane, that's a blessing in disguise because they need a rebuild. I think it's a good situation for both teams. I know Kane scores the goals, yes, but Spurs need a rebuild right now. They need a big rebuild. Selling Kane will be a good start because I know he scores the goals for them, but they're gonna need they need other players to shine. That put them acting decently. They replaced with Madison earlier today, which just seemed like happening. Madison Tottenham. I'm a bit surprised with that. I thought you go Newcastle actually.
Yeah, it looks like it's gonna happen. Yeah.
And they want Mickey van der Ven, a Liverpool target, by the way. They want Tapsoba in that centre backs as well. See, if they can just get a striker, like for me, Spurs next season have no pressure. But that's the thing. Like, this is the thing, right?
They're not playing European football as well next season.
And look, And you know what? Spurs would be happy because if they go for the bigger names, because people will be looking at their window thinking, what a window. If they go for like underrated names, no name, like he's not a popular name, that helps more because there's no pressure. And I think Spurs are actually acting like a big club for once. They're not going for any high next level players. They're just going for unknown players, players that want to play for clubs. So Spurs are building the right way. It's just with Levy, right? Will he sell Kane? I don't think he wants to, but he might have to get the
That's
money out
why
of
he
Bayern.
keeps asking for these crazy numbers. Look, don't get me wrong, in today's football market, prices are crazy. And yeah, if you look like Bellingham, almost 100 million for Madrid, and Kai Havertz, what, 75 million to Arsenal, you would think, yeah, Harry Kane easily, in today's football markets, is worth at least 120 million, even at 29 years old. But yes, we know that Levy does not want to sell Harry Kane. And you know what? If Harry Kane does not leave Tottenham this summer, he will renew his contract.
No, it's the thing. It's difficult because it'll be a free agent next summer. Then, if you're looking at it, who the thing, United, I think. Look, will United be in for him? If he's a free agent next summer, will United be in for him? Probably. But Kane is depends how Spurs do next season. If he does stay at Tottenham, which is a high chance as well, let's not sleep on him staying at Tottenham because Levy could be a frustrating buy-in and not actually lowering the price. It depends how this rebuild goes. If they are in progressing and win a trophy next season, I think he may stay at Spurs. He may. If it goes the same how it is recently, how it's gone recently, they end up with 0 trophies, no European football again. I think he will leave. Like I do think he goes Bayern. I personally think he goes Bayern. But I wouldn't be surprised if he stays at Tottenham and renews his contract depending on how Spurs do next season.
Me too. I
It
wouldn't be
depends.
surprised.
Depends because, like I said, if Spurs have a good season next season, he's staying. If Spurs have a terrible season, he's not staying. So,
Absolutely.
but I think he goes Bayern. I
Yeah.
personally would say 60% for Bayern, 40% for Tottenham. It's close. It's very close. I do not know what's gonna go. But this came out of the blue. So this news just came out of nowhere. Like everyone thought it was showing at Tottenham because United. If we're actually looking at it, United out the race. They've already said it. Where Madrid are going for Mbappe. Who else? No one really else in the race. Like maybe Chelsea, but he didn't want to go betray Tottenham like that. Bayern are the only team like that could have a realistic chance. And look, I do think Spurs will ask for a ridiculous fee, but Spurs will need to. Levy will lower down the price. He has to. Like no one will pay potentially 150 million because that's what Levy could be asking for. So yeah, but I think Kane will go to Bayern for at least 120 million. That's probably the fee I expected to be done by. That's probably the fee estimated. But yeah, I think Levy will need to lower his price. Otherwise, he's saying. So yeah, Levy will be frustrating teams, and Levy's good at that. He's actually good at frustrating teams for Kane. But I do think Levy will have to lower the price down if he wants to let Kane go.
Definitely. And what a signing this would be for Bayern. There was lack of striker last season. They lost Lewandowski to Barca. And we saw, we watched Bundesliga. We did a lot live reactions from Bayern, Champions League, Bundesliga. And we knew that their biggest problem last season was not to replace Lewandowski.
Imagine them they could have actually, you know what? I think they would have beaten by Man City in the quarterfinals if they actually had a striker. And they would have gone to the final. And look, if Kane comes in Bayern Munich side, they are winning the Bundesliga easily. Even without Kane, they're still winning the Bundesliga easily. I can't be asked to go in Bundesliga because that's going to be a Farmers League. That already is. He's probably will bang records in the Champions League. And look, Bayern Munich, it's not like they have a defensive rebuild. It's not like some problem with defense. It's only their attack. If they fix that attack, they are going to be contender for Champions League next season. They definitely are there all the season, all the time, but they're definitely going to be my favorite. If they'll be one of my top 2 favourites. If they get this Kane deal over the line,
Absolutely.
they can win the Champions League. Like
Without Lewandowski last season, there was on my top 3 favourites to win the Champions League. And like you said, with Harry and Kane, I think last season would have been different. Absolutely. But we're just going to have to wait and see, my boy. We're just going to have to wait and see. And yeah, another video in the bag. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like.
Yep.
If you're new to the channel, please make sure you subscribe. And we will see you on the next video. God bless you all. Thank you for all the love and support.